Hi, and in this video I am going to show you how I build the Sheppey rig. Now firstly I'd like to just point out I've been inspired to use this rig a bit more recently from another YouTube channel, Rod's Angle UK. He uses it to good effect, and he used it to good effect at Studland, so I'm just going to put the link up to his video there where he uses the Sheppey rig, and he uses it in some of his other videos and they're very good, so check it out. And all I'm doing here is showing you how I build the Sheppey rigs that I'm starting to use to maybe attract a few more bites. Basically what it is it's a rig with 3 mini pulleys on it, and it's a flapper rig. But what it does, it allows, once a fish starts taking a bait or biting on one of your worms or whatever, there's less resistance because that snood is on a pulley. It also then starts moving your other 2 flappers around, so it adds more movement to the bait. So it's 2 sort of bonuses to it. So you've got less resistance on the hook snoods, and then you're adding more attractant to the other baits, so hopefully drawing more bites. So there's the bottom of the rig. On the lead weight, you've got a lead clip there. Then you've got a section of line coming up. Your first hook snood on the pulley is here. You can see that can slide through the eye there, like so. And then the eye on this one, I've got some little Aberdeen hooks, Camasan size ones. And then what happens is from that eye there, goes up again, exactly the same, to your second hook snood. Again, on a pulley there, and then that again in turn goes up to your third hook snood there on a pulley. So you've got 3 separate mini pulleys, and then a swivel at the end to tie it to your line. So let me show you how to build this rig. So here are the components you're going to need to build this Sheppey rig. So you're going to need 2 different strips of line, one for your rig bodies and one for your hook snoods. As in all my rig building videos, and most of the line I use is Synthetic Skyline, and as I've explained before, it's all to do with the mainly to do with the breaking strain to diameter ratio. It's really good, high breaking strain to low diameter. It's also sort of carbon coated line, very low visibility, high durability as well. So I love this line, and it is available through this channel, so message if you're interested. So for the rig body, I'm using the 43 kilo 060, and for the hook snood I am using the 028 11.8 kilo. I'm not really worried about that breaking strain, I'm more worried about the diameter. I mean 0.28, 0.3, you're starting to get to the point where toothy critters, wrasse, etc. shouldn't bite through your line. They still might, you still might lose hooks and whatnot, but it gets a bit more difficult at this diameter. So that's the lines. And what I've done with this, I have cut 4 lengths of this at about 1 foot long. So you need 4 lengths of equal length pieces to build this rig. I can go 1 foot long with my lengths. Once I've tied the swivels on each end, they're going to end up being probably, I don't know, 10 inches. So I can get away with that on a 15-foot rod. Smaller the rod, you probably want to shorten the sections a little bit, so it makes it easier to cast, because a shorter rod, you want to have a slightly shorter rig hanging down to balance it out to cast it. So that's the lines. I've then got 3 size 10 Camasan B940 hooks. I've got 1, I think they're size 4 swivels, diamond eyed. That's going to be for the top of the rig. That'll sit nicely in the clip on the main line. The clip will sit in the the point of the swivel eye there. I've then got 6 round-eyed size 4 swivels. Got a lead link there for the base. I've got these float stops and sequins that I use together as worm stops on the line, and then 3 small beads, a pair of scissors. So let's get started. So I'm going to take one of my lengths of line, one of the lengths of the 43 kilo that I have cut. I'm going to tie it to the diamond eye swivel. I'm doing that with a uni knot. So there's a link up the top for the uni knot. Easy knot, very strong, doesn't slip. One of the best knots to use. There we go. Then what we do, cut the tag end. On the other end of this, you want to tie on the round-eyed swivels. Again, with a uni knot. So 1, 2, 3, 4 times round. Pull that tight, lovely jubbly. There we go. Now, it is best to moisten these knots, but for the purpose of this video, I am not. So now, we'll take a second cut piece of line and we'll thread a tag end through the eye, through the other eye of the round-eyed swivel you've just tied. We will then pass a blue bead onto that, like so, making sure that stays on there. And then we're going to tie a round-eyed swivel. A bit more on that. Again with a uni knot. All uni knots on this. Full turn. There we go. I slid off there, that's fine. So that, as I've tied that, it's slid off, it doesn't matter. So basically, I've got another hook, another length of the rig body there. I've tied a swivel to it. And there's a loose end, so I'm going to thread a bead on that, there, up to the swivel. I'm then going to pass that tag end through the other end, the other eye on the first round swivel. Then we pull that tight to there. Then on the bottom of that, tie another swivel. 4 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I would normally do, you could put it tight slightly, and then I would moisten that, and then pull it down to the swivel. What's really good with this Skyline, it has very low memory, and it knots really well, so it doesn't tend to kink up even without moistening. So let's take another section of the main big body that I cut. We'll tie a swivel on the end. 2, 3, 4. So, got that tag end off. And we thread a bead on there, on the other end of that. We just grab it, lost the line. So we thread a bead onto that line, and we pass that line through the end, the open eye, basically the last eye. So from the top at the moment, you've got the diamond eye swivel. You then got that swivel at the end of the first section. You've then got a swivel tied to the second section with a bead going through the bottom eye, and then that runs down to another swivel, and then your third section is passed through there with a swivel and a bead. And then what we do at the bottom here, we tie another swivel, there you go. That's my that noise was my tide clock moving the mechanical seaside scene. backwards and forwards. There we go, that's tied. And then you've got one section of line left. Do the same again with that. You tie your last swivel to the end of that. Like so. Always one. Pull that down, lovely. Cut off the tag. Then thread on the last bead you've got. So that's your 3 beads used. Pass that through the last swivel there. And then on the tag end of that, you tie your lead link. And once you've done that, your rig body has been built. So the next thing to do is to tie on your hook snood. So I've already cut 3 lengths of the 11 kilo Skyline. Now your hook snoods want to be slightly shorter than the rig body sections. You don't want that hook snood there in the movement of the tide to get caught on here. So you want the hook to be slightly short. So the first thing to do anyway is to tie these 3 sections to the eyes that haven't got knots on your 3 swivels. So again, uni knot on these, 4 turn is enough, like so. Cut the tag end like that. Then you can go down and do the second one. If I can get this line. Like so. That's there. Oh no, it was there. That's your second snood done. Now if you wanted to build 2 or 3 of these, you can go along and do all your rig bodies at once, then all your hook snoods at once. Get into a nice system of doing it. This is the 3rd and last hook snood going on. And that's done. So the next thing to do on each of these hook snoods is to slide on a float stop. This wants to be above your sequin, so you can pull these down tight once you've baited up with your worm. They keep your worm down on your hook, especially with a flapper rig. Flapper rig, it's not clipped down, it's not aerodynamic. The worms, if you do give it a thump, they do tend to fly up the line a little bit. So this just helps them stay down. And then we slide on. These can be done one at a time. So we'll slide on the sequin on this one, like so. Get that out of the way. And what we want to do is just measure that. We pull that tight so the swivel's up against it. We'll just measure that doesn't reach. Right, there we go. So I want to be tying the hook around about here so it doesn't reach the second snood. So that's fine. We'll put the hook on. And again, tie this, the uni knot. And if you have too long a line like I've left here, it just gets a bit fiddly. There we go, first one tied on. That's your first hook snood tied on there. And it's just short of that, doesn't reach that, so that's good. And we'll do the same. Oh, let me work this out. Where's it gone? There it is. Second snood. I've already got the float stop on. I'm going to put the sequin on. Pull them up. I'm going to work out the distance so it doesn't interfere with the bottom hook snood. Put that through there. And again, uni knot. Three and four. There we go. So that one tied on. Cut that tag end. And then the last thing to do is your last bottom hook snood. So again, put the sequin on as the worm stop. Check the length. Yeah, happy with that. So the last hook on. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we have it. Your tied Sheppey rig. Let's just go through it from top to bottom. There you have got your diamond eye swivel. That first section goes down to the round eye swivel there. You then got your second section of rig body going through the line with a swivel and a bead. Goes through that first swivel, and there's your hook length there. Then that line then goes down to the second hook snood, same setup as the first one, and then you've got your hook snood down there, and that then goes down to the third one, and you've got your hook snood there. So it's a flapper rig with 3 mini pulleys that allow this one, once a fish starts biting, gives a lot of movement to this rig, adds extra attraction. Hope this video has helped. Please subscribe.